Hello everyone, I am Jyotiprakash. I welcome all of you to SSC Monk channel. Guys, this is our fourth lecture in our foundation series, and in this lecture we will be learning about simple interest. And in this lecture we will be learning each and every concepts starting from basic to all most important levels throughout this lecture. So whether you are a beginner or repeater, this will be the most important lecture for all of your SSC and railway preparation. So let's see guys what you all will be learning from this lecture. In this lecture guys, you will be learning basics of simple interest, finding total amount, finding the principal, finding rate of interest, total time and fractional time questions, simple interest is fraction of principal. And we will be learning or understanding advanced level of questions or advanced level of languages, how questions are formed in a simple interest in a real examination, and we'll be interpreting and understanding this. So let's start. I hope guys you must have heard about interest word, and if I guess where you have learned about or heard about it, it might be possible in banks or in recent time YouTube channels, or regarding any investment or in loans. You must have learned all these words. So we'll be simplifying the whole process. We'll be simplifying everything, each and everything about interest through this class. Now for an example, if I have to help you understand this, for an example, if I say that you want to buy a new bike tomorrow, okay, and the price of bike is 2 lakh rupees. Now you do not have 2 lakh rupees. You went to the bank. You say, I want to purchase the bike. Can you give me 2 lakh rupees? Bank will say, yes, of course, your documents are good. You are a good person. We can give you 2 lakh rupees. But there is a certain condition above it. There is a certain condition above it. What is the condition? If we pay you 2 lakh rupees, and if you get 2 lakh rupees from us, you have to repay us in 4 years, and you have to pay a total amount of 2.5 lakh rupees, that is 2 lakh 50,000 rupees. So this is the condition bank implies on you. So what is the bank implies on you? Bank implies you will get 2 lakh after 4 years, or in 4 years you repay us the amount, and you will be paying us 2 lakh 50,000. So now there are three things. First thing is you are getting 2 lakh, and in terms of mathematics it will be always known as the principal. And if I have to simplify this in questions, you will see like sum, or the money borrowed, or the money deposited, or the money lent. All these terminologies mean what? The principal. So principal will be written in these forms: the sum of money, the money borrowed from the bank, or the money deposited with the bank, or the money lent to someone else. That will be known as what? Principal. Now the second thing you learn, what? There is a time associated with it. So in each and every question there will be a time period. Okay. Now the third thing you learn, you have to return a total amount, and in this total amount there are two things. You say 2,50,000, that means your principal is also there, your principal is also there, plus there is something additional there, that is that 50,000 difference is there. And what is that 50,000? That 50,000 is known as the interest that you paid for the principal you received from the bank. So overall this amount is known as what? Total amount. And this total amount is what? Principal plus the interest, the additional amount you paid. So interest is what? The add-on amount or the gain you paid over the principal on the principal. Okay. So this first slide will learn four things.
First thing will be principal. Second thing will be interest. Third thing will be total amount. Fourth thing will be time period. This is the formula. What is the formula? So whenever you will be given a certain amount or a certain question, and in that question principal amount is given, rate of interest is given, time period is given, then you can calculate simple interest. Rate of interest. So rate of interest is what? So whenever we'll be learning or solving any questions in this particular chapter, the rate of interest will denote two things. First thing, it will be as an percentage. It will be in terms of percentage. What is percentage? For an example, it will say 5% interest. For an example, it says 5% interest. That means interest amount of rupees 5 on 100 rupees principal, on 100 rupees principal. If I say I put 10,000 rupees in the bank, I deposit 10,000 rupees in the bank at the rate of 5% interest. That means what? It will be calculated as 5% of 10,000. How it will be calculated? 5% of 10,000. This is my interest. This is my interest amount. So as I have already informed you, x percent of n. X percent of n, how is it calculated? X by 100 multiplied by n. This is how it is calculated. So here 5% of 10,000 will be calculated as 5 by 100 multiplied by 10,000. 0, 0 will cross out. 5 multiplied by 100 is equal to 500. So what is the interest amount? 5% rate of interest on 10,000 rupees is equal to 500. I hope now first thing is clear. How to find out the rate of interest? How to find out the rate of interest? Now, second thing. See, in most of the questions, things will be clear, but you need to interpret. The terminology. Okay. Now, in most of the cases, it will be written as like this: 5% per annum or rate of interest 5%. See, 5% is an example. It won't be always 5%. But you need to understand the language. You need to understand the language. Or deposited at 5% per time period. See, what I told you? I told you it will be as 5% per annum. Per annum means annually. Per annum means annually. Yearly. What does it mean? Yearly. Yearly means on every 12 months. Yearly means on every 12. Then second, I told you it may be written as rate of interest 5%. That means also it is yearly interest rate. If it is said deposited at the rate of 5%, but there will be a defined time period. There will be a defined time period. That means it may say 5% per 6 months. Now you need to understand this. So this is the second part of this rate of interest. So whenever it will be asked, we need to understand, we need to see what is the time period associated with this rate of interest. What is the time period associated with this rate of interest? If anything is mentioned other than, mentioned other than yearly, then the whole calculation will change. Because for an example, I say 10,000 rupees deposited for 10 months. Now my rate of interest is 5% per annum. Now see, what is the problem? I am depositing it for how many times? How many months? 10 months. But my rate of interest will be calculated for 12 months. So how this whole thing will be calculated? So now this whole thing will be calculated is that for 12 months, rate of interest was 5%. This is a unitary method. For 1 month, only for 1 month, rate of interest will be 5% by 12, or I can write 5 by 12 multiplied by 100. I can write it up. If I try to solve the percentage thing, it will be 5 by 12. Let's not keep it that way. So it will be for 1 month, it will be 5 by 12%. And now if I say I want it for 10 months, 15 months, whatever months it is. If I say I want it for 10 months, then my rate of interest will be what? 5 by 12 multiplied by 10%. So this is the most important part of understanding rate of interest. How to calculate rate of interest and how rate of interest is associated with the timing. I hope from this slide you are clear about two things. What is rate of interest? It will be always written as what? It will be always written as percentage. Now second thing, rate of interest will be associated with a time period. And how to calculate the time period? You will find the time period like this. The rate of interest will first always associated with yearly. And if anything else is mentioned other than yearly, then we'll calculate it this way. Or in a simple formula, I can write, for an example, rate of interest is equal to R%. Okay. Now the time period is equal to T. So actual rate of interest will be equal to R% by 12 multiplied by T. T is what? The time period. R is what? The rate of interest. So actual rate of interest, that is for 10 months for a particular time period, that is other than 100. What will be? It will be R by 12, R% by 12 multiplied by T. Okay. So I hope you are clear with this formula. Great. Now let's move with the question. So first thing we'll be learning about finding simple interest. This class will be the easiest one. This class will be the best one available in terms of YouTube, in which you will learn each and every concept so from grassroots level, so basically that you will never forget any question. It won't be a trouble for you from the next chapter onwards or from next question onwards, that you won't be able to think again, how should I approach simple interest question or something like that. It will be easier for you now. Okay. So now, see, before we start with the question, let's remember one thing. Simple interest formula is what? Principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time period divided by 100. This was the simple interest. Simple interest will be written as SI, simple interest. Now, if I ask for total amount, what will be my total return? It will be like, sir, your principal is there, plus we'll add simple interest on it and you will get your total amount. So these are the two things we are clear about. Now let's solve the question. Sir, in this question it has been written, find the simple interest on 15,000. First thing, find the simple interest on 1500. On 1500 means my principal is 1500. You need to understand these wordings very clearly. Then only you will be able to solve this question. At the rate of 6% per annum. rate of 6%. That means what? Rate of interest or interest rate is 6% per annum. That means annually on every 12 months for 2 years. So time is equal to 2 years. So now I have been asked what? I have been asked simple interest. So formula is equal to, simple interest formula is equal to principal, that is 1500, multiplied by rate of interest 6, multiplied by time period 2, divided by 100. Now I will solve it. 0 0 will cancel out here. 15 6 ja 90, 92 ja 180. Sir, what is my answer? My answer is 180. See, as simple as that. You just need to understand the language first, then put it in the formula and you'll get the answer. Okay, let's solve one more question. A person lends 2500. I have already informed you. It may be deposited or lent or borrowed, something like that. So a person lends 2500. That means what? Principal is 2500 at the rate of 4% per annum. That means what? Rate of interest 4% for 3 years. So what is the time period? 3 years. Now, what is the formula for simple interest? Principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time period divided by 100. SI equal to PRT by 100. So principal here 2500 multiplied by rate of interest 4 multiplied 3 years divided by 100. Now if I cross out 0 0, 24 multiplied by 4 is equal to 100 multiplied by 3 is equal to 300. See how quickly we are calculating the answer. I hope you are also solving these questions with me. Okay, so now we are clear. Let's move to the next question. This is a homework for you and I want this homework to be done immediately and I want your comment as soon as possible. Very simple. Just solve it right now. We are done with simple interest, calculating simple interest. Now we'll be calculating the total amount. So what I have already informed you, total amount is equal to what? Principal plus the simple interest. So in order to find simple interest, we'll be using what formula? We'll be using PRT by 100. P is equal to what? Principal. R is equal to rate of interest. T is equal to time period. Okay. So now let's see. So here it is asking, sir, the amount after 3 years. That means the time is what? 3 years. On a principal of 5000. That means what? Principal is 5000. At 8% per annum. That means rate of interest is 8%. So I have to find out the SI first. So SI equal to P R T by 100. P is my 5000, that is my principal. Rate of interest, that is 8, multiplied by T is equal to 3 divided by 100. So 0 0 will cancel out. 58 or 5 8 40. 40 into 3 120. 0 is there, so it will be 1200. So what is my simple interest? 1200. Now my question or my answer is not yet found because I have to find out, calculate the amount. That means the total amount. So what is the total amount? Principal plus SI. Now total amount is equal to principal, that is 5000 plus SI 1200 is equal to 6200. So what is my answer here? My answer. So this will be the answer. 6200 is my answer. I hope now you are understanding how we are calculating total amount. Okay, so let's solve one more question, then you will be sure of it. Okay, so now a person invests 6000. That means what? Invest 6000 means the principal is 6000 for 3 years. Time period 3 years. Rate of interest 5% per annum. Rate of interest 5% per annum. What will be the total amount after 3 years? Now, first thing we'll be calculating SI. What is SI? PRT by 100. Now, principal is 6000 rupees multiplied by rate of return 5% multiplied by 3 years time divided by 100. So if I cross out 0, 0, it will be 6 multiplied by 5 equal to 30. 33 is 90 and 1 0 is there. So it will be 90, 1 0, 900. So 900 is what? 900 is my interest amount. That is my SI. But I have to calculate total amount. So what will be total amount? Principal plus simple interest. My principal is 6,000 plus my interest, simple interest is 900. So my total amount will be 6,900. There is a typing error. 6,900 is my total amount after 3 years. See how easy it is. Let's solve one more question. Here it is saying, in how many years will the simple interest on a sum of money will be equal to principal at the rate of 12.5 years? Now you are like, sir, what have you done? Is this a question that we should be solving? You should be giving us a simple question. Then I will say what? Guys, this is a very easy, simple question. You just need to understand the language. You just need to understand the language. What it has asked? It has asked for how many years will the simple interest. That means time is not known, right? You don't know the timing. Okay. Will the simple interest on a sum of money be equal to principal? Simple interest, what is it saying? It is saying simple interest on a sum of money. It is saying simple interest on a sum of money is equal to principal. So what I can say here in this particular case, whatever my simple interest will be, this will be equal to what? This will be equal to the principal amount that is being invested. Okay. Now, third thing, rate will be 12.5% per annum. So rate of interest is what? 12.5%. Now, what do you know? You know, sir, simple interest is equal to principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time divided by 100. Now you are saying my simple interest is equal to principal. So can I write in place of simple interest principal equal to principal amount multiplied by rate of interest, that is 12.5 multiplied by time is not known to us, divided by 100. See, here is also principal and here is also principal. So if principal will come to this side, this will divide each other. So how it will be like? It will be like principal, this principal multiplied by 100 will come to this side. This is the crisscross method, divided by this principal will come to the below side, multiplied by 12.5 will be in the denominator. I hope you are understanding this. Time is equal to what now? Time is equal to principal multiplied by 100 divided by here the principal into 12.5. Now principal will cross out each other. Principal will cross out each other. So what is left? So now it is left time is equal to 100 by 12.5. And if I start solving it, it will be like 100 divided by 125 by 10 or 1000, because 10 will go to the upper side. It will be 1000 by 125. And if I solve it, I will find 8 as the answer. So my time is equal to 8 years. See, have we done anything else other than utilizing this formula? No, right? Then why do we need to fear about such question? Why do we need to fear these questions? We do not need to fear these questions, because in this class, in my lectures, my only goal is to help you with concept, then learning how to interpret the language of question. Once you are done with this, then only we can move to the advanced level of question. If without having expertise over these basic things, you won't be able to solve advanced level of questions. And that's why we are seeing repeaters. That's why we are seeing students are not scoring well. because you all are in the trap of learning solving advanced level questions first. Take small step, take baby steps at a time. Okay. The next question. So here it is saying 72 rupees amounts to 104.4 rupees in 3 years. What will be 120 rupees amount to 5 years? What will be 120 rupees in 5 years? Now, very easy question. You just need to understand the language of the question. What it says, you had 72 rupees in the beginning. If 72 rupees amounts to 104, that means what? You had 72 rupees in the beginning. That is, your principal amount is 72. I hope this is clear to all. Now it amounts to 104.4. That means what? This is your total amount now. 104.4 is your total amount, and total amount is equal to principal plus simple interest. What is it? Principal plus simple interest. In 3 years. So 3 years is my time period. Now you say, sir, total amount is equal to principal plus simple interest. Now in this question, my total amount is 104.4. My principal is 72 rupees. SI is unknown. So can I write SI, simple interest, is equal to 104.4. If I deduct my principal amount out of total amount, I will get my simple interest. So if I solve it, I will get 4 to 2, 3, 10 minus 7 equal to 3. 32.4 is my simple interest in 3 years. Now I have to calculate the rate. I have to calculate the simple interest on 120, because the question is what will be 120 amount in 5 years at the same rate of interest. So in order to find out rate of interest, what should I do? So in order to find the rate of interest, I will be using the simple formula that I have already known, that simple interest is equal to principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time period divided by 100. Now my simple interest is given, that is 32.4. Now my principal is given, that is 72. I do not know the rate of interest, so I will keep it as it is. Then my time period is given 3. Divided by 100. Okay, now I have to solve it. So I can write 324 by 10 is equal to 72 multiplied by 3 into R by 100. See, whenever you will be left with such type of question or such type of fractions, what you can do, you can cross out from both sides, but you need to remember, you can cross out the numerator only by the numerator, you can cross out the denominator only by the denominator. That means I can divide 100 by 10 or 10 by 100. Same, I can divide 324 by 72 or 324 by 3, not by 100 or not by 10. Okay, so 100, 10 is there, so 10 will cross 100 by 10. That means 10 tens are 100. If I divide 100 by 10, I will get 10. Okay, now here 324 is there and 72 is there. So if I say what should be my calculation, so let's cross it by 4. So if I divide 324 by 4, it will be 4 8s are 32, 4 1s are 4. Okay, now 72, if I try to solve 72 divided by 4, will it be possible? It won't be possible. Will it be possible? No, it won't be possible, sir. So I can't write it by 4. So what should I do? So let's try by 3. So if I try it by 3, it will be like this. If I divide 324 by 3, it will be 3 1s are 3, 2 is there, 3 zeros are 3, 3 8s are 24. I hope you are getting it. 3 1s are 3, 2 will be out there, it can't be divided, so 0 will be there, 24 will be out, 3 8s are 24. Okay, So I hope you are getting that. So if I divide 324 by 3, it will be 108. Now, what I am left with? 108 is equal to 72 multiplied by R divided by 10. Okay. So if I solve it, 10 will be cross multiply here, divided by 72 is equal to R. Now I have to solve it. So if I divide 72 by 12, it will be 6. If I divide 108 by 12, it will be 9. So 90 by 6. Or if I divide it, I'll get 6 multiplied by 15 is equal to 19. So my rate of interest is what? My rate of interest is 15%. Now, it is very simple. Now I have to calculate this simple interest over here. So simple interest is equal to profit principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time divided by 100. My principal over here is 120. Rate of interest has been given 15. Time is given 5 years divided by 100. 0 will cross out. 5 will divide 10 by 2 and 2 will divide 12 by 6. Okay. So 15 6 are 90. So what is my interest amount? Simple interest 90. But it has asked what? What will 120? It has asked what? What will 120 amount to? Amount to means total amount. So total amount will be principal plus simple interest, that is 120 plus 90 is equal to 210. So what is my answer? 210. See, in order to help you understand all this, I have to make this calculation a bit lengthier. But once you practice few questions, 15, 20 questions, this will be easier for you. See, what I am trying to help you understand over here, that you never have to fear about questions because these are very simple. You simply need to interpret the language. If you understand the language, everything is easy. Okay. So let's solve one more question. What is it saying? It is saying, see, this is a homework for you, but I will simplify this for all of you. Okay. It is saying at a simple interest, a sum 6,400 becomes 8,320 in 3 years. Now, who will tell me 64 is my what? Whether principal or total amount? 6,400 is my principal amount. It becomes 8,320. This means what? This is my total amount. Now you can calculate the SI. Then you can find out the rate of interest. Right? Same as the previous question. Then you will use that rate of interest to solve this question, that 7,200 in 5 years, and you'll get the answer. Okay. I hope this is clear too. Same question. Homework. Now, we have learned about finding the total amount. Let's learn about finding the principal. If everything is given and a principal is not given, then how to find out that? But see, we will be solely relying on only one formula as of now, that is simple interest is equal to principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time period divided by 100. Okay, we'll be solely focusing on this formula. Now it has said, what is the principal if simple interest is 1200? So simple interest is 1200. Principal is not given. The rate of interest is 5%. So rate is 5%. Multiplied by, what is the time in years? 4 years divided by 100. So can I write 5 into 20 by 100, and if I divide 100 by 20, I will get 5, and 5 is in the denominator side, it will cross multiply with here, so it will be 1200 multiplied by 5 is equal to P. 12 5 is a 60 and 20 will be out there. So 6,000 is my principal amount. If it is fast, pause it and see. What I did, I simply put all the values in the formula. 1200 in place of simple interest. Principal is not known. Rate of interest is given 5%. Time is given 4%. And I solved it. How did I solve it? 5 4s are 20 out there. 100 was divided by 20. So I was left with 5. Now 5 is in the denominator. So if I cross out, it will be multiplied with 1200 here. So my principal amount is 6,000 now. Okay, I hope this is clear now. Let's solve one more question. What is the principal if interest earned is 5,000 at 4% per annum for 5 years? Is 1,000 rupees. Alright. Such a silly question. See, here interest amount has already been given. You will simply interest and principal has already given. So this question, there is a fallacy in this question because interest earned on 5,000. See, this is a basic question. Interest earned on 5,000 is what? Principal. If the interest earned on 5,000 for 4% for 5 years is 1,000. That means what? Interest has been given 1,000. So now it is asking about principal. There is no point in this question. Now this question. If the simple interest for 3 years is 1,800 rupees. What is it saying? Simple interest 1,800, time period 3 years. Find the principal if the rate of interest is 10%. So rate of interest is 10%. We know simple interest formula is equal to principal into rate of interest into time divided by 100. Simple interest has been given 1,800. Principal is not given. Rate of interest has been 10. Time period 3 divided by 80 divided by 100. So 0 will cancel out. And I have already told you in the both side numerator will cross out numerator. So 3 6 is 18. So in this side 600 is equal to P by 10 or principal is equal to 600 multiplied by 10, that is 6,000 rupees. So what is my principal amount for this question? 6,000 rupees. How did I calculate? I simply put out all the formula over here and cross out the numbers. I hope this is clear. Okay. The next question. See, first thing, you should not be worried about the language of the question. We will simplify the language and you'll see how I'm simplifying it and how you can also do it. Okay. So the simple interest of a sum of money in 6 years at the rate of 15% per annum is 1,400 less than simple interest accrued on the same sum of money in 9 years at 18%. What I'm saying, for an example, you earned a amount of simple interest in 6 years, which is 1,440 less than what? The simple interest you earned in 9 years at 18%. So that is B. For an example, B is my simple interest, which has been earned at 18% per annum for 9 years. A is my simple interest, which is earned at 15% per annum. Okay, in 6 years. I hope this is clear. A is what? Simple interest in 6 years. B is what? Simple interest in 9 years. And what is given? That the simple interest earned in 6 years is 1,440 less than simple interest in 9 years. This is clear? Okay, we are all sorted. Fine. Now, let's calculate this A and B. A is what? Simple interest in 6 years. Simple interest in 6 years. What is the formula? Principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time period divided by 100. Even if principal is not given, that's not an issue for us. So principal will remain as it is. What is the rate of interest, sir? It is 15%. So 15. What is the time period, sir? 6 divided by 100. So if I solve it, I will get 56, 15 6 are 90 divided by 100. So 0 will cross out. It will be 9p by 10. See, what is it? 9p by 10. My A is equal to 9p by 10. Same for B. Simple interest in 9 years. See, I'm gradually increasing the level of question and you are not realizing it. And you are easily solving this question. How? Because your conceptual clarity is now much more stronger than the first question. So simple interest in 9 years is equal to what? PRT by 100. Principal is not given. Rate of interest is given, that is 18%. Multiplied by sum of is given 9 divided by 100. So now Can you solve this question? No, sir, I can't solve this question. It will be tougher for me. Not an issue. So what will we do? We'll simply do what? 18 multiplied by 9 is equal to 162. See, you need to remember the tables. Otherwise, it will be trouble for you. You need to remember these tables. Okay? Because that's how you will be able to solve questions faster. You need the calculation. And yes, I'm planning on something for your calculation. I will come up with different tricks and a series only for calculation. Okay? So that will help you now. So now we have my A, we have RB. We just simply use this relationship. So what is the relationship? The simple interest earned in 6 years is 1440 less than simple interest earned in 9 years. So what is my simple interest earned in 6 years? 9p by 10 or 90p by 100. Okay, this was the answer. What is my simple interest earned in 9 years? That is B. That is 162p by 100, and it is 1440 less than that. This was the question. Very simple, very easy. So if I solve it, it will be like 162p by 100. 90p will come this side. 90p by 100 is equal to 1440 will come to the left side, is equal to 1440. Okay. So if I solve it, so 100 will be in my denominator. 162p minus 90p is equal to 1440. And if I deduct it, 162p 90 is equal to 72p divided by 100 is equal to 1440. And if you see, if I divide 144 by 7, 72 is 144. So it will be 20. Now 100 will cross here. So P will is equal to 20 multiplied by 100, that is 2000 rupees. See, what is the sum of money or what is the principal? Principal is 2000 rupees. From the very beginning, it was a hard nut to crack, right? It was really hard nut to crack. But now see, we simplify the language. What we understood that the interest earned in 6 years is 1440 less than interest earned in 9 years. So if it was written more than, that will be what? That will have, in that case, B plus 1440. But here it has been given, it is less than. That's why we are deducting 1440 out of this. Okay. I hope now you are understanding the question. Now you are solving the questions. One more concept. Finding the rate of interest. See, all these things are easy. You simply need to understand the language. The same formula will be using. Simple interest is equal to principal rate of interest time divided by 100. Now it is saying, sir, 2500 amounts to 2750. So 2500 is what? Principal. 270 amounts to, that means total amount. And what I know from total amount is equal to profit plus simple interest, principal plus simple interest, sorry. Principal is 2500 plus simple interest is equal to 2750. So my simple interest is equal to 2750 deducted by 2500 is equal to 250. Are you getting this point? Yes, sir, I'm getting it. My total principal 2500 amounts to 2750. So if I deduct total amount minus principal, I'll get my simple interest, that is 250 rupees. Now I simply have to use this formula. So simple interest is 250 is equal to my principal, that is 2500, multiplied by rate of interest is not given, T is equal to 2 years, divided by 100, 0 will cross out, 25 2s are 50, R is given, 250 is given here. So if I divide 250 by 50, I will get 5. So R is what? 5%. R is what? R is 5%. So my rate of interest per annum is what? 5%. See how easy. How easy it is. Okay. Next question. A simple interest on 5,000 for 5 years at a certain rate of interest is 1500. Simple interest on 5,000, that is principal is equal to 5,000 for 5 years, that is time is equal to 5 years. At a certain rate of interest is 100. So SI has been given 1500. So formula SI is equal to P R T by 100 is equal to simple interest is my 1500. Principal has been given 5000 multiplied by rate of interest not given. Time period has been given is equal to 5 divided by 100. 0 0 will cross out. 5 5s are 25, or you can directly solve it. 5 15 3 5 1500 divided by 5 will be 300. Okay, now 50 divided by 30, 1 0 will cross out 0. Now if I divide 30 by 5, I will get 6. 5 6 is 30. So now I am left with R is equal to 6. R this side and 6 this side. So rate of interest is what? Rate of interest is 6%. I hope you are getting the calculation part. Okay. If not, pause it and watch it. Now, see, as simple as that. My sum, that is my principal, was 5,000 amounts to 5,500. That means this is my total amount. That is principal plus SI is equal to 5,500. Now my principal is what? 5,000. Simple interest not known. So if I deduct 5,000 out of 5,000, 5,500, I will get my simple interest. So what is my simple interest? 500. Now in 2 years, so time is equal to 2 years. Formula SI equal to P multiplied by R multiplied by T by 100. And if you solve it, you will get your answer. If you solve it, you will get your answer. Okay. So I hope you can solve this much. This is a homework for you. Very easy question. Okay. And this is also homework for you. And this is easy. This was asked in CHSL and there is nothing in it. I have already solved this question. This is a homework for all of you. Okay. Now, this is a thing that we will be learning about. This is a thing that we will be learning about it. First of all, there is nothing tough like thing in this particular chapter. I will ensure that each and every question is easier for you. So the first thing you need to understand, there is nothing tough in this question. We will simply interpret the question and we'll get the answer. Okay, so let's start. A person borrowed some money on simple interest. That's cool. After 3 years, he returned 4/3 of the money to the lender. First thing was that a person borrowed some money. That is what? That is my principal. Clear? Yes, sir, clear. Now what is it saying? He returned after 3 years. Sorry. Time 3 years. After 3 years, he returned 4/3 of the money. So that means what? The total amount returned was what? 4/3 of the money to the lender, or I can write 4/3 of the principal. Okay? Yes, sir. Okay. What is the rate of interest? As simple as that. Sir, before we calculate rate of interest, we need to find out the simple interest. So, sir, simple interest is equal to, you have already told us, total amount minus principal. Sir, here total amount is 4/3p. 4/3p minus principal has been given, that is p. So principal is, let's p. So if I solve it, so 3 will be the denominator. 4p minus 3 will multiply here. 3p is equal to p/3. 4p minus 3p is equal to p/3. So sir, my simple interest is equal to p/3. Wow, great. So now we will be using the formula. So simple interest is equal to principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time divided by 100. Now here, what is simple interest? It is p/3 is equal to, principal will be as it is. Rate of interest is, sir, not known. T has been given 3 divided by 100. Now p will divide p. 100 will cross multiply here. So 100, 3 will cross multiply here. 3 into 3 is equal to R. I am left with this. Now I can write R is equal to 100 by 9. And if you remember, when I have already informed you, 100 by 9 it will be always equal to 11.11%. If you divide 100 by 9, you will get what? 11.11%. And how it will come? If you solve the questions of percentage class. Okay. See, from the beginning you are saying, oh my God, what sort of question was that? I could not have solved this question. What is this about 4 by 3 of money to the lender and all? Now what? See, what silly question is it? You simply need to interpret the language, and that's my job to help you understand. So put all your faith in this class and understand each and everything. Okay? Now let's move to the next question. A person deposited 500 for 3 years, 650 for 5 years, 1250 for 7 years. He received a total simple interest of 1620 rupees. The rate of interest per annum. Why do I need to worry about it? I do not need to worry about it. So it is saying total simple interest is equal to simple interest on 500 plus simple interest on 650 plus simple interest on 1250. Am I clear? Yes, sir, you are clear. It has said I have invested 500 for 3 years, 650 for 5 years, 1250 for 6 years, and I received 1620. So this is what it is saying. Yes, sir, you are right. It is saying this. So, sir, let's put in the equation. Total simple interest is equal to 1620. Simple interest on 500. So that means PRT by 100. PRT by 100. PRT by 100. We'll be using this formula, simple interest formula. I hope you are clear. Simple interest formula. Now, in the first class, simple interest on 500. What is my principal? My principal is 500. Now, rate of return has not been given, so it will be R. Time periods are given, it is 3 divided by 100. Plus, here in the second class, my principal is 650. Rate of interest is not given, sir. Time period is given, that is, sir, 5 years divided by 100. Plus, in the third question, it is given 1250. Sir, 1250 is my principal. Rate of interest is not given, and time period is 7 years divided by 100. Now, if I have to solve it, I'll write 5 3s are 15. So 15 0 will cross out. So 15R plus 0 will cross out. 665 multiplied by 5 is equal to 325 R by 10 plus 0 will cross out. 125 multiplied by 7 is equal to 865. See, you can do it like this. 875. 7 2 are 14 3 17, 7 7 is 8, 875. 875 R by 10. Okay. Now, if I solve it, it will be like this. So 10 will be my denominator. 15R will be 150R plus 325 plus 875 R. Okay. On the numerator. And if I add this 550 0 7 to 9, 514 plus 115 is equal to 1. 1 8 is 9, 3 12 and 13. 1350 R by 10. 0 will cross out, so it will be 135 R. I hope you are getting the calculation part. Okay. Now 135 R is equal to what? 135 R is equal to total interest, that is 1620. So rate of interest, I can write 1620 divided by 135. So what I have to do, I have to solve the ratio. So if I divide 135 by 5, it will be 5 2s are 10, 5 7s are 35. Here it will be 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10, then 5 4s are 1, 5 4s are 20. Now, these both number can be divided by 3. So if I divide 27 by 3, I will get, or if I divide 27 by 9, I will get 9 3s are 27. Now, if I divide 324 by 9, I will get 9 3s are 27. 5 4 is there. 9 6 are 54. Now, if I divide 36 by 3, I will get 12. If I divide 36 by 3, I will get 12. So what is my rate of interest here? R. R means what? What my rate of interest? So my rate of interest is 12%. See, from the beginning it seemed like it's a tough question. But when we solved it, it was all about the calculation. The better speed we have, the faster we'll get the answer. Okay. So what is the answer? 12% is the answer. I hope this is clear to each and every one of you out here. Okay. Finding the total interest paid. Very easy. Very silly question. Sir, a person borrows 9,000. Person borrows 9,000. Principal 9,000. Time period 3 years. 3 years. Interest rate. Rate of interest 5%. Sir, simple interest is equal to PRT by 100. You will say, sir, what sort of question you are doing? These are very silly questions. Why I am doing this? I want all of you to have clear-cut understanding about each and every question and practice enough so that whenever you will start with practice it, it won't be tough for you. Okay. So P principal is 9,000. The rate of interest is 5. Time period is 3. If you solve it, you will get your answer. 0, 0 will cross out. 5 3s are 15. 15 multiplied by 9 is equal to 135. 0 will be there. So answer is 1350. Okay. Very easy. This is a question homework for you. We have already solved such questions. Find the time. Same as, see, in all the questions we will be utilizing this formula. Simple interest is equal to principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time is equal to 100. So it is saying what is the time period required for 4,000 to become 5,000. 4,000 to become. So my principal is 4,000. My total amount that it became 5,000. 4,000 to become 5,000, that is total amount 5,000. That means what? Principal plus simple interest. That means what? Simple interest is equal to 5,000 minus my principal, and here my principal is 4,000. So my simple interest is 1,000 rupees. 5,000 minus 4,000 is 5,000. Okay. And my rate of interest is 10% given. So if I use the formula SI is equal to P into R into T by 100. So what is my SI now? My SI is, my simple interest is 1,000 is equal to principal has been given 4,000. R has been given 10%. Now T is not known, divided by 100. 0, 0 will cross out 0, 0. 1, 0 will cross out 0 over here. 0 will cross out 0 over here. So T is equal to what? 10 by 4. Or I can write 2.5 years. Or I can write 2 year 6.5 year. That means half of a year. That means 6 months. So what is my time period to make 4,000 to 5,000 at 10% simple interest? It is 2 years 6 months or 2.5 years. I hope this is clear to each and every. Okay. Yes. Sir, it has been given in this question, if simple interest on principal of 5,000, principal 5,000 for 2 years, that is time period 2 years, at annual rate of interest 4%. What fraction of principal is the interest? See, here it is asking simple interest is what fraction of principal, or I can say it is asking about simple interest by principal. It is trying to create a fraction out of simple interest by principal. Okay. So now I have all the answers. Simple interest is equal to what? Principal into rate of interest into time by 100. So principal here 5,000 multiplied by rate here 4 multiplied by T here 2 divided by 100. 0, 0 will cross out. 5 4s are 20 multiplied by 2 is equal to 40. 0 is there. So simple interest is what? 40. Now it has been given simple interest 400, principal 5,000. So if I have to calculate the fraction simple interest divided by principal. 0 0 will cross out. If I divide by 2, it will be 2 2s are 2 2s are 4, 25. So it will be 2 by 25. This will be the answer. 2 by 25. See, it is asked fraction of principal is the interest. Fraction of principal is equal to interest, right? And when we will learn number system, we'll see of means multiplication. So I can write fraction into principal is equal to interest. So I can write fraction equal to interest by this principal will come this side and it will be divided here. Okay. I hope this is clear. Okay. How many years will the simple interest on a sum of money be equal to principal at rate of? We have already solved this question. This is a homework. Fractional time. This is what I was telling you in the beginning. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Fractional time will be same as what we have understood in the first slide. So it is saying if 6,000 is invested at 5% per annum, principal 6,000, rate of interest 5%, time 2 1 by 2. Whenever it is given like this, whenever a fraction or something is given by this, we will write it like this: A into C plus B by C. Okay. I hope you know how to convert this whole thing. So here it will be 2 into 2 is equal to 4 plus 1 is equal to 5 by 2 years. So what is your time? 5 by 2 years. Sir, we do not have to worry about it. It is very simple. Sir, simple interest formula is what? Profit principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time divided by 100. Sir, here my principal is what? 6,000. My rate of interest is what? 5,000. Sir, 5%. My time period is what? 5 by 2 divided by 100. 0 0 will cross out, sir. 2 will divide 6 by 3. 5 multiplied by 5 is equal to 25. Multiplied by 3 is equal to 75. 1 0 is there. So it is 750. See, do I have to worry about the fractional time? No. I can simplify the fractional time and get my answer. I can simplify my fractional time and get my answer. Next question. Sir, it is said principal sum of money, that is principal is equal to 10,000 invested at 8% per annum. That means rate is equal to 8% per annum for 3 by 4 years. So time has been given 3 by 4 years. So how did I write? 4 multiplied by 1 is equal to 4 plus 3 is equal to 7 divided by 4 years. So time is equal to 7 by 4 years. What is the simple interest? So sir, formula is equal to principal multiplied by rate multiplied by time divided by 100. So it will be principal 10,000, rate of interest 8 multiplied by time, that is 7 by 4 divided by 100. 0 0 will sir cross out. 8 will be divided by 4, it will give 2. 7 2s are 14. 14 into 100 is equal to 1400. So what is my answer? Sir, my answer is 1400. Do I have to worry about fractional time now? No, because I have calculated a method in which I can solve fractional time. Okay? Yes. So this is a homework for you. You just need to simplify the fraction and you can calculate the answer. Now, A borrows a sum of 90,000 for 4 years at 5% simple interest. He lends it to be at 7% for 4 years at simple interest. What is his gain? See, gain means what? Gain means whatever you are earning on top of what? On top of your cost. So now what it has said, borrowed 90,000. So this is the principal. Borrowed at rate. At which rate he borrowed at? 5% rate. Now, what is the time period? That is 4 years. Now what he is doing? He has the principal of 90,000. He is giving that 90,000 for 4 years, same time period, and at a rate of 7%. At a rate of 7%. Now, you have two methodology to solve this. First methodology is what? In order to find out the gain, you will calculate the simple interest over here. Okay. So simple interest over here will be what? Principal into rate into time by 100. That is 90,000 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 4 divided by 100. 0 will cross out, and if I solve it, it will be 9 7 just 63. 63 into 4 is equal to 25200. Okay, so this is the answer for 90,000, 7%, 4 years. Now here simple interest will be 90,000 multiplied by 5 into 4 divided by 100. 0 will cross out. 5 4s are 20 into 9 180 00 18,000. So what is the gain? So you can say, sir, gain is equal to 25,200 minus 18,000 is equal to 7,200. You can do this. This is the simplest method. But here we will be smart. We'll do, sir, we do not want to do all these things. These are very cheap tactic. We will do smart way. Sir, it is saying I borrowed 90,000 for 4 years at 5%. And I gave that same amount to someone else, 90,000 for 4 years at 7%. So my overall interest gain, 7% minus 5%, because I borrowed it 5%, because I have to pay back 5%, but I am getting 7% from someone else. So what I'm actually getting? 2% I'm actually getting. So now what is my actual gain? 2%. So what will be my gain? It will be 2% of what? 90,000 for 4 years. So 2% of 90,000 is what? 2% of 90,000 will be 2 by 100 into 90,000. 0 will cross out. So 900 into 2 is equal to 1800 for 4 years. So every year I will be getting 1800. So in 4 years I will get 1800 multiplied by 4 is equal to 7200. Because this is the gain you are getting on every year. You have to calculate it for 4 years. Each year you are getting that gain, right? So see, you do not have to do multiple calculations. On a single calculation you can find out the answer. Okay, so this is how you can solve some questions. But in order to solve this question in this way, you need to understand that principal was same, time period was same. Okay, now SI as fraction of principal. See, first thing from the last slide we know SI is equal to fraction of principal. That means SI is equal to fraction multiplied by principal. Okay, so here it is saying if a simple interest on a certain sum of money for 2 years is 1/5 of the sum, simple interest is equal to 1/5 of the sum is equal to 1/5 of sum. Is sum means what? Principal, or 1/5 multiplied by principal. Whatever will be principal, it's 1/5 is simple interest. Okay, so here in this case it is written simple interest is 1/5 principal P. Okay, now I have to calculate the rate of interest. Sir, I know simple interest formula is equal to principal into rate of interest into time period by 100. Here my simple interest has been given 1 by 5p is equal to p multiplied by r is not given. T has been given 2 divided by 100. So if I divide 100 by 2, it will be 50. Now 50 will come to this side. 50 by 5, p will cross out, p is equal to r. So r is equal to, sir, what? R is equal to 10%. Because 50 divided by 5 is equal to 10. I hope now you are getting the point. See, you do not have to worry about the language of question. Anytime, simplify the language, understand the language, and you will find out their answer. Okay? And these are very good level of questions that are coming in your CGL, CHSL examinations. Okay? And in your railway examinations as well. Now, sir, simple interest on a certain sum of money is 4 by 25th of the sum. Sir, simple interest is equal to 4 by 25th of the sum, that is principal. What rate percent? The rate of percent equals the number of years. So, if time is equal to t, then rate will be equal to t as well. Then find the rate of interest per annum. So, I know simple interest is equal to principal into rate of interest into time by 100. Sir, here simple interest has been given 4 by 25 multiplied by principal equal to principal is equal to rate, that is t, time period, that is t, because it is given that rate of interest and the number of years are equal. So it will be t. For an example, it will be t divided by 100. Sir, p will cross out. Yes, you are right. Sir, 4 by 25 is equal to t into t divided by 100. So now 100 will come to this side. So 4 into 100 cross multiplication divided by 25 is equal to t multiplied by t. So if I divide 100 by 25, it will be 25 4s are 100. Sir, here it is written t multiplied by t is equal to 4 into 4, or I can say, sir, right, t is equal to 4. See, and t is what? T is time period as well as rate of interest. So what is my rate of interest here? Sir, my rate of interest is 4%. Sir, my rate of interest is 4%. See how simple is this? Even if nothing is given, we are still able to calculate the questions. That is the beauty of this whole class. You do not need anything else. You just need conceptual clarity and you can solve it. I hope you are getting the calculation. Okay. So the last question. Simple interest on a sum of money. Simple interest on a sum of money is equal to 1 by 9 of the principal. Number of years is equal to rate of interest per annum. Let's take it as t. Then find out the rate of interest. So, sir, simple interest will be what? Principal into rate of interest into time by 100. Here, sir, simple interest has been given 1 by 9 principal is equal to principal into rate of interest, sir, t multiplied by time period t divided by 100. And if I solve it, I will get my answer. If I solve it, I will get my answer. So this is a homework for you to solve. Okay. So guys, this was the simple interest class. We learn each and everything, and from basic level to one of the moderate or advanced level questions in terms of languages. Okay. In this class. Now the next class will be on compound interest. I want all of you to comment the answers of all the homework I have given. I want all of you to help me understand if this whole series has been helping you, and do share to this channel, do share these videos, like these videos, and subscribe to our channel, because I want a huge family. I want to help a lot of you. Okay, so this was all, guys. Let's see you in the next class.